When you hear the sound of the bell, you know you in the championship rounds with King of Essex, and we are here with the Women's Boxing Wednesday feature. Not a lot of skin on the bone, but it is something substantial. So we're going to go ahead and pick at it right now. Mauricio Suliman seems to be picking a side on this the 3 minute rounds. 12 round championship bouts. Amanda Serrano, however, is moving forward full steam ahead. So yeah, while there's one sanctioning body that for whatever reason will allow transgender boxing but won't allow women to compete at their highest potential, just sounds strange to me, but it's none of my business. I'm just a guy with a fucking brain. um, Amanda Serrano and Jordan Maldonado have a good brain. They have their eyes on a prospect that they've been working with and bringing her along mighty well. So she'll be on the undercard of the Amanda Serrano Danila Ramos bout. Who am I talking about? Crystal Rosado out of Puerto Rico. All right, she is amateur fighter, scant background. What I mean by that, 2-2. They probably just threw in a couple fights just to see how she handles it. But she's being moved and marketed synonymously with the island and right up under the Serrano faction. So there's nothing but positivity that can come out of this. I know it's very early on, but as I always say, women's boxing, they move them fast. It's still way too soon to tell anything, but just keep an eye on her, right? One of these days, maybe she will get her own feature very, very soon, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, she's 1-0 with one stoppage, and on the 27th, she'll continue to add some more information to her legacy, all right? Now, this weekend's action. This is good stuff right here. This is a title bout. We have one title in defense and the vacancy of another. This champion, and I'm talking about Terri the Belter Harper, is on a very strong reemergence in the second half of her career. It's like she's been a total different champion after the Alicia Bumgarner loss. And she's the current WBA champion fighting for the WBO championship. Where's she at? 154, I believe. And she's going to fight Cecilia Braekhus, former longtime welterweight division champion, whose only two losses are to Jessica McCaskill. All right. So, yeah, and someone mentioned to me, I think it was my wife. She said, "Hey, the women just seem like you hear these names and you see them fight over and over and over again." And I said, "Babe, that's the point. Iron sharpens iron. And if these women can move down a weight class or two and take that fight, and they're usually fighting for a title. So, you know, you can't knock it. If it gets repetitive, like I said, you're going to have to just acknowledge, each fighter for whatever position that they're in at that given moment. 1 minute you might have seen them down the line, they might have lost. Like, look, against Cecilia Braekhus, her only losses are to Jessica McCaskill. No matter what we thought of the McCaskill Ryan decision, those are very credible losses if you got to lose, right? So that brings me to the next fight that's going to be featured this weekend. And I want you guys to pay attention to, because this all ties into the myth of Yokasta Valle. And I'm back on that. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right. And here's why. Evelin Bermudez is fighting this weekend. Okay. She's fighting another great former champion, Kim Clavel. All right, out of Canada, 17-1 Clavel. Her only loss was to Jessica Neri Plata out of Mexico. So again, these guys are only losing to each other in championship bouts. That's why you see the names and the names and the names. But if that name, Evelin Bermudez, is not familiar to you, it's because her only loss is to Yokasta Valle. So when and if you try to discredit Valle's career, some of you people do that, right? And maybe, Shanisha Estrada, you are included in this bunch. To discredit her win over a champion like Evelin Bermudez, I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't discredit her career when she has a win over a fighter like Bermudez. So, let's just pull back on slandering the fighter's resume and wait until it's your opportunity. Because, by the way, didn't they do the same thing to one Bud Crawford? I mean, hell, didn't they do the same thing to Alicia Bumgarner? Right? So let's not slander resumes. Let's just wait for these fights to happen, because we know it is the styles that will truly dictate at least a good portion of how the outcome of the fight occurs. But I'm expecting this one. I got no dog in the race because it's women's boxing, but Kim Clavel, I don't see her um wanting to lose, but Bermudez is a volume puncher and she's very quick. Clavel is gonna have to use her strength and slow the pace of the fight down. Definitely clinch and break up Bermudez's rhythm. But remember, it's 2 minutes, 10 rounds. They're gonna get right to it, unless what we see after what Serrano does moving forward after the 27th begins to set a precedent. We start seeing women's championship bouts go the same distance as the fellas. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys want to see women's boxing go the entire championship rounds, full pun intended, right? And we're talking 3-minute rounds with 12 rounds per championship bout. Do you guys want to see that? Let me know in the comments, all right? So that's this weekend's Women's Boxing Wednesday feature. I want you guys to stay tuned. I got something coming special for you next week. One of my compatriots from over there at Drunk Sports Talk. We're going to recap the weekend's affairs with the Charlo. We're not going to spend too much time on it, right? We're only going to look back to look forward. What I'm looking forward to, as always, is women's boxing, because women's boxing is boxing. King Amin of Essex, the championship rounds. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all.